On the 25th of March 2010, the Information Commissioner's Office published a report entitled Freedom of Information Act Publication Schemes, Police Sector Monitoring Report. The Commissioner, appointed by the Queen, is responsible for administering the provisions of the Data Protection Act 1998 and the Freedom of Information Act 2000. This report examined the extent to which police forces and police authorities were complying with the legal requirement for these public authorities to provide the public with information. The start of Section 19 of the Freedom of Information Act should give you a good idea of what is involved. Publication schemes. It shall be the duty of every public authority to adopt and maintain a scheme which relates to the publication of information by the authority and is approved by the Commissioner, in this Act referred to as a publication scheme, to publish information in accordance with its publication scheme, and from time to time to review its publication scheme. Paragraph 1a specified that an authority had to adopt an approved scheme. The first paragraph of Section 20 of the Act clearly spells out what is required. The Commissioner may from time to time approve, in relation to public authorities falling within particular classes, model publication schemes prepared by him or by other persons. According to the report, the Information Commissioner's Office introduced a new model publication scheme to be adopted by all public authorities from the 1st of January 2009. After giving authorities 9 months to comply with the scheme, the Commissioner's Office examined the schemes in place for police forces and police authorities starting early in October 2009. Extracts from the report follow. This report sets out the results of our monitoring of the schemes in the police sector. This took place from early October 2009 through until early January 2010. Most disappointingly, we found that 26 out of the 90 authorities, approximately 30%, did not appear to be operating an approved publication scheme which Section 19 of the Freedom of Information Act requires them to do. The 26 failures were contacted and 16 of them passed a second inspection. One further authority had provided plans to operate an approved scheme by the end of March, and 6 others had responded but at the time of writing were still not operating an approved scheme. That left the dregs, the 3 unresponsive authorities at the bottom of the class. The 3 remaining authorities have either not accepted their responsibilities or have just failed to respond. And again, we are now considering using the Commissioner's formal powers to ensure that they comply with their freedom of information obligations. These authorities are City of London Police, Nottinghamshire Police Authority, Sussex Police Authority. The report provided comments on each of the authorities, many of them more than a page long. Sussex Police Authority was dismissed in 7 lines. This authority was inspected on the 5th of November 2009. It was found that the authority did not meet the requirements set out in the Freedom of Information Act, Section 19, to operate an approved publication scheme. We wrote to them on the 19th of January 2010, and to date no response has been received. When their website was checked on the 11th of February, it appeared that they still had an old and no longer approved scheme available on the site. The Information Commissioner's Office had said that they were considering using the Commissioner's formal powers to ensure that these 3 authorities comply with their freedom of information obligations. What are the Commissioner's formal powers? The Freedom of Information Act, Section 52, declares, if the Commissioner is satisfied that a public authority has failed to comply with any of the requirements of Part 1, the Commissioner may serve the authority with a notice, in this Act referred to as an enforcement notice, requiring the authority to take, within such time as may be specified in the notice, such steps as may be so specified for complying with those requirements. Section 54, subsection 1c states, if a public authority has failed to comply with an enforcement notice, the Commissioner may certify in writing to the court that the public authority has failed to comply with that notice. Subsections 3 and 4 add 3. Where a failure to comply is certified under subsection 1, the court may deal with the authority as if it had committed a contempt of court. 4. In this section, the court means the High Court.